in Studio A with Jesse Henry, Jake Young, Stephen Fox, and Jerry Mills. And we are here to celebrate, pay tribute to friend Paul Goll, who sadly passed away a few weeks ago. And there's a tribute on Sunday at Dick's Den. Saturday, I'm sorry, Saturday. I keep saying that's Saturday at Dick's Den. Why not, right? But first of all, welcome back, everybody. It's great to see you.
Thanks.
And so sorry to hear about Paul. And we're going to play some songs and share some stories this afternoon. And first, okay, Dick's Den, though. Tell us what's happening at Dick's Den.
Yeah, so we, in the wake of everything happening, you know, a lot of people were reaching out and just wondering, you know, sort of extending their condolences and wondering what they could do to help and if there was going to be anything local to Central Ohio. As you know, Paul and his family had moved to Corvallis, Oregon for the last few years. But he was a really instrumental part, I feel like, in Central Ohio music. There was a stretch of many years where you just couldn't go out any weekend without bumping into him somewhere. You know, supporting a band or playing in a band or recording, or just a real big part and a total, very enthusiastic portion of that scene. So I felt it was appropriate that we did something, and I got in touch with the guys at Dick's Den, and they were able to just make a little space available for us. So it'll be a lot of musicians sitting in, playing some of Paul's tunes, playing tunes that Paul liked to do, and we've family members and friends coming from all over the U.S. and it'll just be good to sort of pay tribute to him.
Sure, and it starts around 3, is that correct?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we'll be there around 3, and then just have a few hours of music and fellowship, and then you know, sort of say our goodbyes to each other and to Paul.
That's very nice, and we're gonna hear a few songs. So tell us about the first one that you guys chose to do.
Yeah, the first one is called Downtown, and this was one that Paul had been kind of working on. I don't know if like in secret is the right way to describe it, but it was, you know, he's always one of those dudes that if you knew him, you know, he always had something else up his sleeve. So every time we would hang out, he's like, hey, let me lay this one on you, let me play this one, and even if it was something that you had heard before, it was like somehow like 10 times better than the last time you heard it. Like he was always crafting, always working and refining it and bringing something new to the table. So this one came my way by Keenan Edler had a recording of it. Keenan, he actually lives out in Oregon now as well, but a longtime drummer, musician in Central Ohio, drummed for the Fantods. Played with Los Caminos, Jaron Paul and Mitch Pangston played in Los Caminos. But yeah, Keenan sent it to me, and I thought it was great, and I would just love for people to hear it.
All right, it's Downtown.
Downtown, yeah. So much to see on our way downtown, picking up the feathers blowing straight. Wear it in your hair till the leaves fall down, and cover up the messes that you made on our way downtown. 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 Laughed a little bit as I tripped on the curb. I almost fell down to the ground. I was a little sore when I reached for your hand. Wasn't really sure what I had found on our way downtown. 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 Maybe we can stop to get a cup of coffee and some cheap sunglasses hanging round. I don't have to be into work until 5, and the sun ain't nowhere near going down. On our way down. way downtown. On our way downtown. On our way downtown. On our way downtown. On our way downtown. I held you close as the bus drove by. You told me that you hate this whole town. I let out a sigh and you rolled your eyes. It doesn't even matter where we're bound. On our way downtown. 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 Yeah, we're way downtown.
Awesome. That is the song Downtown by Stephen Fox, performed by Stephen Fox, Jeremy Mills, Jake Young, and Jesse Henry this afternoon, paying tribute to friend Paul Goll, who unexpectedly passed away just a few weeks back, and most recently lived in Oregon. And they're paying tribute on Saturday as well at Dick's Den. And 3 p.m. So is this going to be like the house band and then other people join?
Yeah, that's a good question. There are a lot of people who have made some pretty strong commitments to it. There's a lot of people who are going to be there who said, I would love to, but let me see sort of how it goes. So it's a little bit of an open format. I mean, we will have it backlined to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see folks. Laura Yazbak is going to be there playing some tunes. Dan Phelps and Caleb Powers are going to be there playing, some bluegrass stuff. Paul's a really big fan of that music and a really big contributor to that scene as well. So it's going to run the gambit. It's going to be cool.
And it was funny, we were going, before we went on mic, I'm like, why is it Poison? And then I just noticed it's 2 S's, and it's not. It's Poison.
Yeah.
Which is, because he was a big fisherman, right?
Very avid fisherman. Yeah. When we were, Paul and I grew up in Erie, Pennsylvania. We lived like 6 blocks south of the lake. So it was, most of the time, if there wasn't snow on the ground, we'd have fishing pole in the car and be heading somewhere. And he carried that through, probably most prominently when he moved out west. He had access to a whole different range of species and terrain and environment. And, if you ever got close to him with a fishing pole, you caught the fever like instantly.
Aww.
It was less, wouldn't you say, Jess, less fishing and more catching?
Oh yeah, lots of catching with Paul. He really knew like what he was doing. He had everything planned out. That was one thing he was like always on time for, always prepared for. He was ready to go. He was like, hey, knocking on your doors like, let's get out of bed. Let's fish and fight really, really early. I mean, if there wasn't many things that got him motivated, like going out and putting some.
That was his thing, yeah.
In the river, yeah.
And fly fishing, that's not an easy one, is it? I've never done a fly fish. I don't even know how you say it.
Yeah.
Fly fishing.
I suppose it depends on who you ask. I mean, he had a real knack for it. It made it look really easy. He's got a whole series of YouTube videos that he was making that document him kind of going out and catching and releasing different species that also feature his music on there too. It's a real archive. I mean, it's hard for me to watch now. When they were coming out in COVID, we were bouncing them back and forth and watching it and that kind of stuff. But yeah, anybody that's interested that wants to sort of touch base with that side of Paul can check it out. It's on YouTube.
That's cool.
I think it's called
Fly fishing musician.
Say that 5 times.
Paying tribute to Paul Goll this afternoon, and the event on Saturday at Dick's Den starts around 3, and sharing more songs and stories this afternoon, and of course on Saturday. And there's also a GoFundMe page, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just like I said earlier, a lot of people were asking me how they could help and what they could do because it was so sudden. And his partner and their son are, they were caught off guard. Nobody was prepared for it because it happened so suddenly.
Right.
So anybody that wants to make a contribution to that, it would definitely go towards some real good.
And you would just search GoFundMe and Paul Goll, right? You
Yeah, I have it shared a
On
lot
your socials?
On
Yeah.
my socials, yeah, and we can I can share the link with you if you want to be a touch point for that if someone has a question about it. Or
Sure. Well, let's hear another song. Tell us about this one, and then we'll come back and see hear some stories about when everybody met him individually, if that's all right.
Yeah, we could do that.
Jesse's got, I don't know if I want to hear Jesse's story. All right, what's the song
Okay,
you're going to do
so-
next?
This song went by a couple different names throughout the period of Los Caminos. So I played in Los Caminos with Paul, and since I always made the set list, I would always write "Wish I Was Home," and or I'm sorry, I would write "Every Single Town," and I don't know that was ever the official name for it, but I recently found an old set list where I think I remember it says "Wish I Was Home" and then parentheses "Every Single Town," and I think I remember him correcting me, when I was writing out the set list. But at any rate, yeah, we did this song a lot. Paul really unloaded on the guitar solo on this tune, and it was really special. But I think he had just gone through a breakup of some sort or something like that. But there's a lot of emotion in this song. So, wish I was home every single time. Well, I walked down to the river last night. She lied to me there. She lied to your friends who all make fun of me now. Guess I'm allowed. You took me in. I'd stink like gin, but I wanna promise. I'm gonna promise. Every single town, every single town, every single town, every single town. I wish I was home, wish I was home, wish I was home, wish I was home, home with you, home with you. When I woke up, the bedroom was cold. Oh, you left me alone. Your heart's like a stone, still say you love me so. But I won't allow. When you took me in, I'd stink like gin. I wanna promise, I wanna promise that in every single town, every single town, every single town, every single town. I wish I was home, wish I was home. Wish I was home, wish I was home, home with you, home with you. Stars line the highway driving for miles. I believe in your smile. I see it until you're in front of me. That's if you do. Well, I was born to no one, nobody's child, lost like a sunset, but that ain't your style. Oh, honey, it's all around. Oh, and you're my hometown. In every single town, every single town, every single town, every single town. I wish I was home. 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 Home with you. Home with you.
Jeremy Mills, Jesse Henry, Stephen Fox, and Jake Young, live from Studio A this afternoon. That was I Wish I Was Home. Just beautiful. And paying tribute to Paul Gaul this afternoon, and more songs and storytelling on Saturday with a tribute at Dick's Den starting at 3 p.m. And they've got another song for us coming up. And I guess, Jeremy, why don't you start with your first encounter with Paul?
Okay, so probably, it's a little foggy. It's probably 2001-ish. I've spent a lot of time at Ruby Tuesdays for the open mic every Tuesday, like a lot of us did here. And I remember Paul. I met Paul there. I remember him singing Delia in the realm of Bob Dylan's version, and I was a huge Bob Dylan fan, still am. But I loved it, you know. And then he had gone on to play with the Spike Drivers shortly after that, and I was playing solo shows, and ended up going to a show of his a couple of years later. He had a band called the Slidells that was John Turk Trio, essentially, with Paul.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and they were playing at Andy Mann's Treehouse. And I remember going and just watching him just totally shred on the guitar. And I had only seen, I'd seen bits and pieces of him playing electric guitar, you know, with Jesse and Spike Drivers, but I was used to him playing the acoustic, you know, and I thought, man, I'd like to play with him, you know. So then we had put Los Caminos together around 06-ish, played for 6 or 7 years as Los Caminos, and just became really close to Paul, and yeah, that's how we met.
And what's going on with Los Caminos? Is there still
Los
stuff
Caminos,
happening?
No. So Los Caminos, we called it quits back in 2012.
Has it been that long?
It's been that long, yeah.
Sheesh.
And we all kind of went different ways. I think that's when Paul moved out west. Keenan moved out west.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch and I stayed together and formed Mingo together. But yeah, Los Caminos, I think it was just time. You know, we all kind of felt it, and we had one last hurrah at Rumba Cafe, and it was a great show. There's a recording of that.
Cool.
So yeah, Los Caminos is long gone. But still in our heart.
But not forgotten,
That's
just, you know. And Jesse, what about you?
So yeah, I met Steven, Jake, Jeremy, Paul, and a number of other musicians. Fall of 2002, when I moved from Kansas to Columbus, found the open mic, sat on stage, played some songs. Paul was a couple people after me, and it was just like, oh my gosh, this guy is a heck of a really good songwriter, you know. And went and introduced myself to him, and then just real quick, he knew everybody. It was my first day in Columbus, pretty much. Then I was living above on King Avenue. That there was a Mexican restaurant, on like King and Neal. I can't remember it right now.
Yeah.
But-
Well,
I remember being there. Yeah.
But you remember they had
Yeah.
the best salsa. And Pico de Gallo. I'll go down with the gallon and get Pico de Gallo, you know. And then, like, so then after hours we'd go back to my place and at least I had Pico de Gallo and salsa and chips. But then there was a carryout, King's carryout, I think, right across the street. So I was over there getting the 6-pack, and I'm like, oh, there's the guy from
the open mic.
from the open mic. I'm like, hey, I'm Jesse. I met you last week. Like, oh yeah. He was in front of me, getting like a 6-pack, and it's like, it was like $3.78, and he's like 50 cents short. It's like, bro, go home, 50 cents. So like, I'm gonna have to get one. So then like we ended up, I got a 6-pack, he got a 6-pack, and shoot, Sarah Riggle was living right like next door, so like, and they were seeing each other way back then. So like I just went over there and met all
Started.
that was the beginning of a friendship with a really cool group. But that's how I met Goll and
Spared her shirt. You got any change?
Yeah.
And well, then the Spike Drivers, right?
Yeah. And then we
With
started
Steven,
doing it.
and that all started. And what was your first memory, Steven?
I met Paul Goll when I was in college. The OSU Jazz House had a party every Martin Luther King Day weekend, 40s for the King, and I walked into the kitchen. Me and one of the jazz guitar players, we started a bluegrass band. We walk into this party, and in the kitchen is Paul Goll with a mandolin playing by himself. And the best picking parties are always in the kitchen. So we didn't know who this guy was, and we were like, but he could play. We had a fun time.
Yeah.
So that's where I first met Paul.
Uh,
Yeah.
And well, again, we're paying tribute to Paul Goll this afternoon. There's a GoFundMe page to help out from the sudden, unexpected loss, and a tribute again on Saturday. More storytelling and songs and sharing the love. And and you've got something new going on,
Yes,
Stephen.
Yes.
What's happening?
Every Wednesday, we're doing a thing, playing like Americana music at the Den at Parsons Brewing, which is like the little back area. It's off the courtyard. And so, yes, we're going to do that every Wednesday.
Cool.
Trying to bring some music back to German Village, South End, and get something going, a little community thing going.
Is this under Fox and Hounds or
Fox
just?
and Hounds and other people. I'm having a bunch of people, just people come in and out that play. And so, yeah,
Cool.
so anybody who, you want to come out and play, let me know, come out and play. So
And that's every Wednesday now
every Wednesday, so from 7 to 10.
7 to 10. And you guys also have the Spike Drivers coming up 1 week from tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to be September already next week. So
September
next
3rd.
next
For their 20th
Thursday.
anniversary.
Yeah, I can't believe that either.
For
And
Loma, yeah.
and Jesse, what about what's going on with the boys and girls and all the goodness that you've been working with?
Oh, it's been awesome. I accepted a position as the director of the Newark Organization of Creative Arts.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I've been working at the Linden Center, doing the nonprofit, no-cost music education in Linden, and then brought that to Newark as well. Over the summer, we were able to have not only 4 complete bands, 2 theater groups, 4 classes of creative writing, and about 35 guitar lessons going on once a week. And
Wow.
we just had our summer creative arts festival at the Brindue Mansion in Granville, where we brought the kids from Linden and the kids from Newark together. They got to meet each other,
So cool.
play music with one another, talk about their summers and their arts, and just really to bring any student in Central Ohio who wants to learn about the creative arts, give them at no cost to them to come in and get some really good quality education with that, and meet some other students their same age to maybe form lifelong bonds like is
the
known to
ones
happen
right
through the
here.
arts. Yeah.
So how if parents are listening and want to have look out for that?
Yeah, that would be NOCA, NOCA presents.org
All
is
right.
the website.
And last but not least, Jake Young, your first encounter with Mr. Paul Goll.
Paul and I grew up in the same town, as I mentioned before. Not only on the same town, but the same street. We both lived on West 11th Street up in Erie. And his dad's house, maybe was about maybe 3/4 of a mile from my mom's place. And maybe I was like about 13 or 14 when we met. So 8th grade, 9th grade. And all of my buddies, they said, that guy can play. Like, you ought to check him out. Like, he's a good guitar player. And so I started a conversation with him, and I said, hey, is this true? Can you play? He said, yeah, come on over, check it out. So I went over to his place, and I knocked on the door, and nobody answered. And then I could hear music coming like from the basement. And Paul, at this point, maybe he's like 15. He's a little bit older than me. So I walked around to go to kind of the back door and see, and I could look through the basement window, and there was Paul, who had a Pink Floyd album, just dimed, and he had his guitar. And he was playing like
Nice.
note for note David Gilmour solos. I mean, before he could even drive.
Wow.
That's the kind of pursuit, the passion that he had for it. And I thought right away, I've got to get a little bit closer to that. I figured maybe some of it will rub off. So I told we got together, and we were doing a little high school picking thing, and I would talk to my parents and say, I'm gonna run over to Paul's place, and they said, yeah, well, go ahead. And I had my amp, and I was 14. I didn't have a car, and it wasn't that far, but it was far enough that I didn't want to drag an amp, But it wasn't far enough that my parents were like, "I'll give you a ride." So here I am, like I just got to make it happen, right? Like I got all the ingredients, so I go out to the shed and grab my skateboard, and I put my amp on the skateboard, and I put my guitar on top of the amp, and I push it down to Paul's dad's place, and we play some tunes, and later push it all back.
Brilliant, though. You figured out,
It was awesome. It was awesome. I mean, Paul and I, we were friends for like 30 years after that. And he was a constant source of, just inspiration. He would always just, anytime he broke something out, it's like, you want to go home and sharpen the knife so that you could come back and say, like, look what I've been doing.
Yeah.
We kind of had this brotherly relationship where it was like, constantly egging each other on and kind of one-upping each other. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
just a tremendous dude. I really miss him.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. And just great stuff. And thank you for sharing those stories. And the event is Saturday. More storytelling and music and Mingo. You guys have something coming up too, right?
Yeah, in mid-October. It's October 17th. We're playing at it's a farm festival. It is hosted by Kerry Henderson from the Floorwalkers. His family has a farm down outside of Cincinnati. So this, I think, is the second or third year they've done this, where you get several bands together, and then there's a house band that he's put together that will do essentially like live country karaoke, right? Which, who doesn't want to do that? Anyway. So yeah, we're going to be playing the Farm Fest at Kerry Henderson's property October 17th. I'm trying to think how we could direct people to that.
Check out Mingo's socials.
Yeah, check out Mingo's Instagram. We'll put something on there about it, but that's what's on the books right now.
Awesome. Okay, well, what's this last one? Tell us about why you chose this one to do.
This is, what is this? It's Only Life?
Yeah.
I think we all played this song with Paul in one band or another, and it's just a good, fun song to play. I think we're all going to kind of swap some verses on this song, so we all get a little taste of Paul's brilliant lyricism. So
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Maggie. Thanks for having us.
Maggie.
there's a room full of people all are hoping. There's books there on the shelf you don't care to open. All the sad little dreams, they all fade into the sea of hearts that wouldn't dare to be alone. Oh, Mama also said there'd be forgiveness, but the world just reads like a dirty magazine. And far beyond the band that plays and shops their seas and flats their rays, I got a little reason to believe. Well, it's only life that makes you wanna get high and dance all night. Someone should have told you now. And hey there, Mrs., stop and stare with your eyes on fire and that worn out glare. You got someone in your sights, but it's not me.
Well, after all the love songs have been written, after all the whiskey in the bottle, when you fold you should have raised, when you raised you should have stayed, but you're living every minute just the same. It's only life that makes you wanna get high and dance all night. Someone should have told you off by now. Hey there, Mrs., stop and stare with your eyes on fire and that worn out glare. You got someone in your sight, but it's not me. There's a room full of people who all got ugly. There's part of me you just don't care to see. Far beyond the band that plays, that sharps their C's and flats their A's, gives me a little reason to believe. It's only life that makes you wanna get high and dance all night. Someone should have told you off by now. Hey there, Mrs., stop and stare with your eyes on fire and that worn out glare. You got someone in your sights, but it's not me. It's in the hey there, Mrs., stop and stare with your eyes on fire and that worn out glare. You got someone in your sights, but it's not me. You got someone in your sights, but it's not me. No, it ain't me, baby.